So, first things first, I want to start this off respectfully. So, I'm going to just say rest in peace because they ran out of the air today. So, and just like an hour ago or so, they found some debris, but it was like the landing pad or whatever, so they could still be floating around there, but I don't think it's likely. So I'm going to say rest in peace. Sorry to these rich people that died, but as the title says, they asked for it. Like, they literally asked for it. Like, so let me summarize the situation. So the Titanic sunk in 1912, and I'm not exactly sure how many people passed away in the Titanic, but what I do know is that the Titanic was like, it's like a marvel, okay? People are obsessed with the Titanic, and part of the reason people are obsessed with the Titanic is the movie by James Cameron. And James Cameron did go and see the Titanic, so it is possible to, you know, see the Titanic, right? But he's a professional. That is the first key word, professional. And that is one of the first mistakes that these people have made on this Titan submersible. Because it's not a submarine, it's a submersible, which means they just drop it down. Submarines usually don't even go this deep, if I'm correct. They don't usually go more than, I think the Titanic is 3,000 meters, which is like 12,000 feet. But don't quote me on that, because I might be lying, because I don't know. I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, so the Titanic is around 3,000 meters, I think, which is, I think the Titanic is in the abysmal zone, or abyssal, I don't know what it's called. Not that much light gets down there. You can't really see down there. And professional divers can't dive that deep. The pressure is too much pressure. You die from that much pressure, okay? So we got that situation with all that pressure, which is way too much pressure, and this little rinky-dink machine, this little contraption that they stuck 5 people in, including the CEO. I'm pretty sure the CEO of OceanGate is, the CEO and founder of OceanGate is inside that submersible, which he's probably long gone by now. If they didn't suffocate without the air, that machine done crunched itself up from the pressure of the ocean. But he created this little rinky-dink machine with no professionals in the room. And I will say they did trips before. Like, it's not the first trip going to see the Titanic. But I don't know what they really expected to happen. But you can't... We should not be exploring the ocean just regular. I don't want normal people going to space unless they are professionals, and I don't want normal people going into the ocean unless they're professionals. Like, that should be the rule. There should be like international laws about going into the ocean and going to space, because it's kind of a death sentence. A few people get lucky, but not everybody. Like right now, everybody can't go to space, but I guess since they have the money, they think they can do all of this. But I feel like we need to undermine the billionaires. I know they don't like being undermined, but undermine these wealthy people for a second, just because I know they might be billionaires, but how about prioritizing your life? Stay out of the ocean. If you want to see the Titanic, watch a documentary like everybody else. I was obsessed with the Titanic as a kid, but I think, like, I feel like I might have thought that it was like common sense, but I was obsessed with the Titanic as a kid, okay? I still very much am obsessed, and I really love the ocean. Like, the ocean is just so fascinating to me. But because the ocean is so fascinating to me, I also understand how scary and terrifying it is and how dangerous it is. I love watching divers, but every time I watch a diver dive into the ocean, my heart stops for a little bit, because they're doing some of the most dangerous stuff you can do on the planet, okay? But I understand a lot of it is for educational purposes and for advancing the world, okay? But we need to learn at our own pace. We don't need unprofessional people that don't know what they're doing going into the ocean to extreme depths that, like, you cannot survive outside of what you're in. If you are a human, okay, and you cannot survive with the proper precautions outside of what you're inside in the ocean, that's not a good thing. Okay, like, I'm not 100%, I keep saying this, but I think regular, like, real submarines, not submersibles, real submarines don't go that deep, and, you know, you can get out of it. There's openings in it, and they can't take pressures that deep either. So why in the world, like, would this little machine that these people are welded and bolted inside of be able to handle the same pressure? I guess it handled it before, but mistakes can happen. Like, the pressure of the ocean is so strong, one little mishap in the welding or whatever, or the casing of the thing, could cause everything to collapse, and everybody dies. Everybody dies. But on a different note, this whole situation is just so interesting to me. So everybody aboard, I think it was $250,000 per person. But if that's not true, whatever, it's still a lot of money. Even if it's not per person for the ride, if it's $250, that is a lot of money. And there's 5 people on there. So, that's like, what, $1 million and something that the CEO got. But, well, not counting the CEO, so it's probably like exactly $1 million or something. But, yeah, so these people are in the submersible, and it's like, let's just think. I personally wouldn't have gotten in at all. I wouldn't have thought of it. But, like, if I had the money and I had the latch of judgment in the moment, and I went and decided to do this trip, and I was like, oh, let me go see the Titanic. As soon as I seen that it's a Bluetooth controller controlling me to go that deep in the ocean, to go anywhere in the ocean, I'd be like, refund, please, because I'm not getting in here. I'm not getting in here, and everybody else in here needs to get out. Like, that would be my final destination moment. And I be having final destination moments for regular stuff, so I would definitely have it in this moment. Like, this is not even final destination. This is just, you're dumb. This is you're dumb, you're stupid moment. But, sorry, that was my brother. He was knocking on the door for what? I don't know. Well, not even knocking, he was banging. But on the note of banging, they were hearing banging for what I believe was 30-minute intervals for the last 2 days, which is fascinating. Even though I think, like, compared to what we know today about the thing imploding and everything, hearing the banging for 30-minute intervals in the ocean, maybe it was something else. But if it was them, like, did they, like, they would, like, implode immediately. It wouldn't just wait. That's not how it works, but whatever. That's a conspiracy theory. Right now, I'm just saying, like, this is about this being one of the dumbest decisions of all time, basically. Well, maybe not of all time, but it's up there. It's up there. It's really up there. Because I think I already said this, but why would I don't know. I feel more comfortable with like, maybe it's because these people have a lot of money. So, like, I think billionaires often are not that smart. And, like, maybe you can say, oh, billionaires are, like, smart with their money. Being smart with your money, like, to make more money, knowing how to keep up your money is completely different than being smart enough to know when a situation is good or not. Like common sense, you're lacking. Street smarts, they're lacking. All they know how to do is count money. They probably don't even know how to read books. Like, let's be real. Like, reading is probably a little difficult for them, because One quick little ocean book, one little Nat Geographic book about the ocean would have told you that it's a bad idea to go down there without being a professional. Okay, one documentary about the ocean, just one. The creatures of the ocean would have told you not to go down there. Like, as you get deeper, less and less creatures are in the ocean. Like, and you wasn't built for that. You live on land. Why in the world would you keep going deeper and deeper in the ocean? Do penguins dive that deep? Penguins might dive deeper than the Titanic. I don't remember. But if penguins aren't diving that deep, you should not be diving that deep. Okay? But, like, penguins are built different from humans anyways. But blah, 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 blah. We already understand that humans are not supposed to be in the ocean like that. We can't breathe. There's no air down there. And the pressure is too strong. And I'm going to just keep saying that over and over because I feel like that is very clear. And you would already know that stuff. Okay? I feel like you already are supposed to know that. But scratch that. You understand that it's better to not be in the ocean at all. You already know that. But you keep going on anyways. You keep going on. And you get on this thing. I already said about the controller. And then I want to bring up the point. You are bolted inside. You cannot get out. There is no opening. Somebody has to let you out from the end, like from the outside. Somebody has to let you out. So if somebody has to let you out from the outside, okay, that means even if they surfaced, they came back up to surface with their, 4 to 5 days of air. With their 4 to 5 days of air, if nobody finds them on the surface, they still die because nobody can let them out. So then you just have this empty tin can floating on top of the surface and you're just suffocating. You know you're up top because they do have like a little porthole. They have a little porthole so they can see. So they know they're on the surface. But they're all passing out and stuff because they can't breathe anymore. You know, because there's no more oxygen inside the thing. At this point in time, they've lost their oxygen. And, but I don't think, so even if they made it, even if it didn't implode, which I feel like it probably did implode. Well, I won't even say I think it imploded. Because I feel like if it made the other trips, if everything went the right way for the other trips, then hopefully they were still doing the same code of conduct and everything to keep everything up to date. But maybe they didn't. I would think they did because the founder went on. Like, if the CEO founder goes on, like, you want to be like, you're like showing off. Like, oh, everything went right. But whatever. Maybe everything didn't go right. Maybe they didn't do all the proper safety checks or whatever. And it imploded. But I don't think it imploded. I feel like they might have got lost. Because it's extremely easy to get lost. I don't remember who it was, but this guy, he's like a journalist or whatever, and he went on one of the trips, and he said it took them a minute to even find the Titanic, like, wreckage, right? They could not find the Titanic itself because the ocean is extremely dark. So first, it's so dark down there. You cannot see. It's so dark and it's very confusing. It's vast ocean. It's just water. And sometimes the ground is sand. Like, everything looks the same. So getting lost is very easy. And that's why pro divers often lose their lives doing dives that they're used to because one wrong move, they lost their life. And like, it's just that easy. So I just don't get how these people thought this was a good idea. I don't get how anybody thought this was a good idea. I don't think you should be going to see the Titanic. Okay? I think the only people going to check out the Titanic once in a while should be like, you know, oceanographers or something. Like, not billionaires and their kids in the car. Like, I mean, in the car. It's basically a car. It's like you send a car with no windows down in the ocean. But, and it actually worse than a car. It's like a little go-kart. Not even a go-kart. One of those little RC cars with the controller. That's what they went down there in. But anyways, it's just like, it can't even bring itself back up to the surface the way a regular submarine can. All of these things are tick, 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 tick. Like, bad idea, bad idea, bad idea. And that's why I'm saying, like, they asked for it. Also, naming it Titan. Like, are you serious? The Titanic was like, I'm getting my look back. Especially because most of the people that died on the Titanic were, most of the people that passed away on the Titanic were, like, third class people. That's more, you know. Later, bye.